Our next storyteller is Amanda. Amanda served in Tanzania from 2012 to 2015. She was both health and environment in the way that Peace Corps volunteers are sometimes asked to do more than enough. So Amanda is going to come up and tell us about her experience. Amanda.
That'll work. So this is fresh off the press. I finished writing at 7 p.m. Printed at 7:03. That's the sound of my warning alarm, which means dusk is preparing to slice into the sky to serve up some sunny side soon enough. Snooze. I relax in the cool, still darkness, protected by my safety fortress, a boxed-in cloth fence. The town crier and his drum are off today, and I will slumber furthermore in the last couple hours of the silent night. My roommates will soon be falling asleep. I don't want to cross paths with them, the Anopheles sorority sisters, the Scorpio fly substance pushers, and the thieving clan of those dirty rats. I squint my eyes and feign sleep like a child as my imaginary mother has walked in to check on me, half smiling, half asleep. Swish, 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 swish. The real first alarm for waking up, the village metronome of women sweeping the red clay dirt outside their homes. One by one, they sweep together in rhythmic unison as the sound crescendos with a climactic sliver of light. Swish, swish, swish. Now starts the first hour of the day. Cue the dishes. Dip dirt. Dip dirt. Click, bam. Mamas wash their pots. The free-range chickens get their leftovers to go. Inhale. Exhale. The morning wood burns, and I'm filled with desire, bursting actually. I become more aware of the sensations in my body. I'm ready to release. I start thinking of fluid ratios. Gray water to nitrogen concentrate. I've got to water my corn stalks to keep them erect and growing. They're too in need of nutrients as well. Like the chickens, they get my leftovers to imbibe their morning vitamins and minerals and such. Lucky for me, I have a pot to piss in. I don't start walking until after emptying my faucets, which is promptly followed by bed cat stretches. I dig out the tiny secret passage way from my fortress and 1 part's juice, and return all parts back into the fortress. Yow! Now it's time to untuck the sheer wall barricades and make my way to tea making. Kerosene refill. Flames a go. Scoop a tall cup of rainwater harvest hydration out of my super duper big blue bucket. Pour it freely into a pot. Place on fire. Step away from the pot. Just step away from the entire danger zone altogether. I gander at my modest book collection. Oh, the Places You'll Go by Dr. Seuss. Where There Is No Doctor, English and Swahili copies, and a variety of Peace Corps training manuals. Oh, Primer Gardening for Dummies. No, it doesn't actually say for dummies, but I declare the title changes as I see fit. Originally, I renamed this one Permagardening for a Texas woman who never grew anything more than a lima bean in the first grade, and now she thinks she can teach farming in Swahili. But that title was a little too long, I thought. So, I've only read this one 5 times, and that's 2 times less than the next training manual that I read the least number of times. So, the pot's asunder. Tea time! I store my sterilized hot water reserves in a 2-tone green thermos, take my book and cup of unsweetened tea to my rope bed and prop my butt on it and lean against the concrete wall of my living room. Hody hody. Ah, my first sing-song knock at the door. Who is the first of many today? Mr. Impili, of course, the humble village leader of my next door neighbor, who, although is Christian, dons a Muslim hat and a gentle face. Shkamo, marhaba, habari za asubuhi. Nzuri tu, umeamkaje? Binti Sharia, salama tu, asante sana. Siku njema mwalimu, na wewe pia. Badai. He and I do the abridged version of greetings now. He's adapted to my Western proclivities. That was a result of my early days and my ill-founded insistence of American efficiency of time and privacy of, can't y'all just leave me alone for 5 minutes? Gosh nabbit. By now I had figured out that saving time was as futile as searching for a pot of gold at the end of a rainbow. And where was I gonna put all this saved time? In one of those buckets? Would a lid contain that spare time? Could I pull it out when I needed to finally use that spare time on something? Could I profit from selling the spare time to someone? I walked back inside, finished my tea, and changed into my Kitenge print ensemble of the day. A geometrical bright orange and royal blue showstopper. And tie on an extra layer of my casual conga in 6 shades of blue to manage apron duties for the day. Hooty hooty! This Picasso fashionista has another guest, and cue the door stopper. We are open and ready for business for the day. Whoosh. The gust of wind raises like the hands of a conductor. Cue the orchestra. The generator starts the mechanical mill factory. Pick-pack, 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 pick-pack. Giggle bell chimes. The youth parade of uniformed students weave in and out playfully on their way to school. Some of them without shoes, but all of them with smiles. Every day the amazement is anew. How I'm overcome with how much joy can radiate from pearly whites reflecting sunlight. Meh, meh. The baby goats see off with the siblings, the still too young siblings, as their other siblings go to school. Their sounds fade, and as do they, rounding the corner. I shift my eyes to the dancing leaves on the mango tree. I'm quickly brought back to the score of greetings from friends in the neighborhood, in the village, passing by on their way to places. I feel like Belle in Beauty and the Beast, and everyone's woke up to sing a chorus in the Swahili rendition of Bonjour, 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 bonjour. Cue the song of the day. Pah! Like a car backfire, the world's loudest record player scratches on. Yesterday's Afro pop pounds back in for another 10-hour replay. Oh, wait, what's happening? Come! I can't believe my ears. Yes! No matter what I do, all I think about is you. Even when I'm with my boo, boy, you know I'm crazy over you. Nelly is on track to accompany the generator today. I don't hear the generator as loud as I used to, so I feel the volume of the max for my karaoke dance jam today. The birds sing back up with me. You don't know what this means to me. Okay, sigh. Bammy-a-nya-nya, ching-ching. Bammy-a-nya-nya, ching-ching. Pause the happy dance. Hail down the townsman on the bicycle. I've got to buy some vegetables for dinner. The day is going great. You never know when these guys will ride in. And it's so lucky I wasn't hiding indoors, so he could catch me outside. How about that? I butter smoothly from my okra pile and as many tomatoes as I could squeeze into the cup deal. Transaction completed. I realize I've got to get more rice and see a man about some eggs. So I drop the rations on the table, and though energy high, my speed is glacial as I lock up and make my way to the village market. Time for the afternoon rendition of Swahili Bonjour. You get it? Joe! The TWI. That's talk under the influence. Peeps at the village restaurant adamantly gesture me over with verbose calls to loiter with them a while. Mostly they are men of a range in age, and the lovely lady on duty spooning the single menu option, the same thing we eat every day. Anyone? Yeah. To eat or not to eat? That is the question. Every day. It's the most popular question. It is afternoon already, it's that time. I haven't made a thing, and I don't want to endure the guilt of the neighborhood family invitation for free dining this afternoon, so I'll pay for this, in more ways than one. These guys these guys have a way of making you feel like you're talking to that one uncle. You know the one. The hustle and bustle of the village market harmonics take a back seat to the baritone quartet. I can translate for you the highlights. Them. How much does it cost to buy a white woman? How many goats? What do you want? How much for you to be my wife? Me. You can't afford me. Next question. Them. Do you need us to send someone to keep you warm at night? How do you keep warm? Me. I have a blanket. The laughter hits high notes, and on that note, my plate is clean, and as are my hands, scrubbed with the powder laundry detergent and the hand washing station. It's time to walk off my above average intake for the day. The day is, my heart beats in step on paths sprinkled with late afternoon greetings to the destination, Pomzika. That means rest. Back home, mamas are resting off their meals, and it's about time to start preparations for tonight's dinner. Girls from school and girls who never went to school that day start washing the dishes. Dip dirt, dip dirt, click, clack, bop, daughters wash their pots. Those of us women, between Kijana and Mama and far from Bibi, begin to ebb and flow, cleaning the beans and rice. Garlic takes a beating in the tiny pestle and mortar, small scale to the pounding that rice takes in a large scale food rearing. Sieve the corn flour for ugali making. All the percussions carry the melodies of chatting women, their chuckles, baby cries, and their stories of woe and happiness. I plan to earn my meal tonight by partaking in the conversations and female labors. At least here, everything is done while sitting. We keep it down to earth in Tanzania. The joys of womanhood. As things are left to slow cook, and the dawn is encroaching into the stars as it does each night, I head back to my home to equip myself with my trusty sidekick, Mr. Flashlight, and the supporting entourage of Lady Nalgene and Senor Soapbar. Back at the house of Ashura, who teaches at the secondary school, she tells me we will eat at Tumaini's house tonight. Tumaini is the ward agricultural leader. I'm the health and environment teacher. They are my age and they are my best friends. Each of them is not from the village, just like me, so each has a sister or house girl. I've always been confused about that. They treated them like baby sisters from where I was standing. And besides, here in Tanzania, everyone is family. So all the dadas finally sat down to eat. I use this time to insert my health pre-meal lesson. Me. I brought soap to wash our hands with water before we eat, to wash off all the germs so we don't get sick and end up losing all the great nutrition lost from this food from our diarrhea. So not everything is poetic. Okay, my sisters. Great! One of the little sisters starts a passive rebellion. She does not want to use the soap, so her big sister reiterates. And she's a health teacher, so she knows best. Ashura validates me and enforces the change. Everyone is ready to eat now. Just one last thing. Bismillah. And sync, hymn and dance, sync, leaves me in awe. I forgot to mention, Tumaini and her sister are Catholic. Ashura and her sister are Muslim. Both stop to appreciate their bounty before indulging, and the two of them sign their thanks, and the other two invoke verbally the attention of God. I watch them. Amen. We all say it together. They start to eat, and I'm still feeding off the beauty. What was so special about this moment? The smooth, unmarked egalitarian transition. It's not just that they did this, that this was happening. It's that they didn't notice. There was no awkwardness. It illustrated to me that peace is organic. I had proof. No effort needed to be human. Where had we gone wrong back home? Wow, there goes a shooting star. You can see as many of these as you want here every night. The stars blink at the sky like city street lights, and I make my way back home. I'm too distracted to fuss with fetching water and warming it for my evening bucket bath in the outhouse. So instead, I wipe off my feet and crawl in to rebuild my fortress. Bzzz. I lay in bed with the sorority sisters echoing buzzing thoughts, like the buzzing thoughts in my ear. I don't even think I will fight with those dirty rats tonight. Blip, blop, blip, blop, blip, blop, blop, blop. The rain applauds the day. On the roof, standing ovation to raise the crops. Drip, drop, drip, drop. That's the tick-tock that replaced the clock. This is music to my ears I want never to stop. Shh. That's my 6 a.m. alarm on my phone. It's time to get up and go to the office now. Did I only dream of East African symphonies? Just like the speed of sound, at 343 meters per second, I was back home. According to my mathematical calculations, it would take sound in Dar es Salaam about half a day to reach Houston. My return flight alone was more than double that. The silver lining is, my ears don't register sound the same way. My vision now sees multi-dimensions. My mind transcends the physical body, and I'm in many places at once, lost in a void, everywhere and nowhere, but I'm not sure I want to be found. Lucid trips allow me gratis travel whenever I need a great escape, and the music never stops. The memory is stored in my internal jukebox. Lub-dub, lub-dub, lub-dub. That's the magic of my peace in line with my 2 feet. I bet you didn't know I went to Tanzania earlier today, and now I'm back in Texas and I didn't miss a beat. When people ask me, what do you miss most? I tell them, the sound of the rain on my tin roof at night.